Ahem. All right. Almost there. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, nah. Hey, how are you? Hey, look at that. Everything almost kind of works. Is my mic making noise? Can you guys hear me? Are words coming Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Good. Okay. I have to say, like right before I was about to start, there was this is a birthday gift that keeps on giving is the old computer update thing. And there was a little warning on the corner of my screen when I finished the morning show that said, update's going to start. You want to do this updatey thing, better probably do this update thing. And I was like, okay, do the update thing. And then when I turn my system back on, it's a little jittery, there's a little bit of particularization around, like the green screen isn't quite as sharp. I'm also larger. Not quite sure what that is. Hold on. I gotta figure this shit out. Hold on a minute. This is just nonsense. Not on my birthday, you crazy people. What are you doing? Let's go to this guy. Let's try to this guy. And see if this works. Hold on. I'm just gotta test a couple things before we get too far along. Hey, y'all don't forget it. Today's Hal's birthday, all right? So we're gonna sing for him right now. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, you dipshit. Happy birthday to you. Oh, I'm messing around. He's a good man. I do. We disagree on some political matters and also some elements of hygiene. But other than that, I consider him a brother from another cousin. And, yeah, no, that makes sense. I thought about it for a second, and I was not certain. But I have to say that I feel good about it. Yeah. So happy birthday. I mean, that works. Thanks. Hi guys. Hey. I'll work out the kinks later. It's my birthday. I don't want to have to tinker. Actually, thank you, Jan. Appreciate that. And the Chandras, you guys are so lovely. Thank you for your gift as well. I also got a message from my post office box people that like, your mailbox is full. And I was like, oh dear. I will come by and pick it up in person tomorrow. I've got apparently I have packages. So thank you. If you sent a card and all that kind of stuff, I will see it tomorrow. So yeah, it's just a lovely thing. So I will see a bunch of that stuff and I'll be a weepy mess and appreciate it. And Summer brought me tea, and if it looks like I'm drinking my own sample, that's good. Basically am. If I have to stop the show in the middle just because I have to go, just saying, this is a lot. There's no situation where the human bladder can deal with it. All right. Maybe we'll get lucky and I've been dehydrated in my current laid out state, which is improving greatly by the day, if I do say so myself. And I'm so excited for the songs tomorrow night. Thanks, CSL. I'm so excited for the songs tomorrow night for the jam that I am going to, for the first time ever and for now on, coordinate so that I have multiple videos of it so that I can put my songs together as kind of a real package so that I can send, me singing Judas Priest or AC/DC or Guns N' Roses or Tool to a Broadway producer and go, I want to be on stage. I want to be singing on stage in a musical. And I think this is a fantastic example where I'm going, back in black. Yes, I'm back in black. Back at the tank, double up, number one with the bullet. I'm a polecat. You know what I mean? Like it's got Broadway written all over it. Don't you think? I'm just worried about the sorry if my Brian Johnson scared your cat. And I literally have who are you to wave your finger? You must have been out your head. I hold deep in muddy water. You practically raise the dead. Yeah, I've got that stuck in my head because I'm doing the pot tomorrow. which is a Tool song, and I'm very excited about it. You scared the neighbor's cat? Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Also, side note, but here, first of all, let me grab one thing, and then I'm gonna bring you guys in so I can say hi to you. Well, the first line of that song is a cappella, and then the bass comes in with this like kind of very Tool bass line. It's not easy. Let's see. Open this up. Yeah, here you go. First of all, want to say hi to you guys. Hi, chat room. Hi, lovely people. Let me move this up here. Boop. There you go. You're fantastic, and yeah, I love singing that Tool song. I just want to hear him sing Sober or Prison Sex. I've done Sober. There's video of me singing Sober online already, and I killed it. It's amazing. I was very happy with that. 2 versions, by the way. One with me playing and singing it with 01 with my band, and one at the jam where I just sang. So that's it. And I put Prison Sex on the list. I was amazed they went with the pot. So we'll get that in there eventually. Yeah. Yeah, it'll happen. Trust me. It's going to be a good time. Hang in there. So thank you for the happy birthday wishes. I greatly appreciate it. A great birthday gift. Subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe and share the show and remind people and all that shit. Also, happy Yom Kippur. You are always sober. That's right. The irony. It's a metaphor. Just understand it's a metaphor. Your boy from Disturbed is the shit. Oh, yeah. I sang on stage with him once with Steel Panther a while back. Also, in looking at Tara's Substack this morning, in her pictures of her hanging out with Dave Grohl, she's got a picture of her with Michael Starr from Steel Panther, just randomly in there. That means Tara and I probably crossed paths back in the day. That's just funny to me. I couldn't get the card on time now. It's okay. I'll get it tomorrow, believe me. Donnie bought the Glock today. We'll talk about that because that's one. Well, I'll show you. Here you go. For those that don't know, apparently Trump went to a gun show. This is how desperate he is. He went to a gun show and went to the shop, and he found there was a Glock with his picture on it, and he said, like I had to buy it or something like that, and then he didn't because he probably couldn't pass the background check right now. That's hilarious. Or he would have to lie on the form about the drugs that he does. How about that? I'm calling it. I think that's why. Yeah, I'm just saying. I bet you. Anyways, this is him. RSBN is like following him around while he glad hands in front of a bunch of guns, and by the way, the Secret Service guys are fucking everywhere. He's in such a panic that somebody's going to dust him off. One of his own, like, you didn't do you well enough, blam. That kind of bullshit. Dude's never fired a gun that we know of. Anyways, here we go.
And what we've been told, there will be a press opportunity here at this facility. So,
yes, everybody's running. What do you think he's going there just to hang out? Trump doesn't go anywhere where there isn't a press opportunity. What are you talking about?
Let's go ahead and move through here as we make our way and get in position to get the remarks. As you can see, you've got a lot of, looks like obviously a police escort, to say the least, coming into this area.
Yeah, I can, I'm glad you brought it up because I can barely see it through the throng of fucking fans and the huge group of people holding up Trump was right signs and, it's just a fucking empty parking lot.
As we make our way into the secure area to be able to get the president to roll out of here. We are live here, Charlottesville, South Carolina.
Charlottesville, South Carolina? First of all, aren't they in Somerville? Second of all, what?
Making our way in.
Did he actually say that? Wait.
Into the secure area to be able to get the president to roll out of here. We are live here, Charlotte, South Carolina.
Yeah, he said Charlatan, South Carolina. You know what? I never credited him with a lot of brains in the first place, but it seems like MTG has fucked what little there was out of him.
Making our way into a facility here.
Facility. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I'm in the garment this section of the facility, moving past the impulse buys of the facility. As my cameraman figures out how to fuck with his iris so that we can actually see.
Imagine that a lot of the focus on this particular stop will be on our Second Amendment right. And
yeah. You think he's in a fucking Dick's Sporting Goods?
Lawful gun ownership will get here into position.
Yes, good idea. Assume the position. You know, a cop once told me to assume the position. I was way off.
We are here. We are live. We're glad you're joining us.
I was like, you look like a doggy style fella.
Vanessa and Matthew have done a fantastic job providing.
Fantastic job.
And covers thousands of people live right now at that facility, waiting for the president to arrive there. This is our second stop post the airport.
Very exciting. Jesus Christ. Are they just fucking, oh, here he goes. This is more than just a gun store. I would assume, you know, they sell knickknacks, gun knickknacks.
As we start to see other rights like the First Amendment right, freedom of speech.
Keep jibber jabbering, dumbass. Stop anything to not make it look like you're not stalking someone. Because this sounds, I gotta say, this is a little like drunk lover in the middle of the night, more so than it is an interview or a press opportunity.
Stripped away in many cases as the president.
In many cases, yes, our First Amendment right is being stripped away as anyone listening to the sound of my voice over this microphone that is going out over the internet to anyone who wants to see it without any kind of limitations whatsoever will know that my First Amendment rights and the president's First Amendment rights are when he comes over here, I'm going to put my mic in his face and ask him if his First Amendment rights have been violated, and he will say, yes, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Has experienced himself through.
Yeah, he's totally experienced it.
The situation with the election. We're going to listen in here as he makes his way closer to us.
What are you listening for? The fucking clack of his dress shoes on the floor, you cretin? If you listen real hard, just listen. Listen, here he comes. So, it's a gun thing, right? It's guns. These are guns. What we do here is we sell a lot of guns and these little things that come out of them called bullets. We'll sell them. Our biggest buyer here are 15-year-old loners and children. Parents buying their toddler, their first machine gun. Often will come here right before Christmas. You know, the war on Christmas affects us, Mr. President. So you just, you basically spend your days standing in this pathetic little building trying to get people to buy guns? Is that what you try to do? That, by the way, the swirly hand, he did that in the factory where they do the PPE and stuff. That's his, like, so the business here is the business. You're doing the businessy business. It's just his way of making it look like to the camera people that he's asking pertinent questions dealing with the space that he's in. And it's like, it's a really lame, it's a bad habit. It's a lame habit. Wow, good, wow. This is super quiet. I don't know why the fuck they don't have a shotgun mic. What a bunch of assholes. You're sure it's a good shop. It's good. So do you? So I hear guns, do liberals come in here and try to stop you from selling fishing poles as well? Because I'm looking for another thing to make up that they're trying to get rid of or cancel in any way.
Now it's going to do better. Look at all these people. They've done a fantastic job. Fantastic job. Incredible people. People of South Carolina. Incredible people.
They are incredible. I wouldn't be able to tell the difference between them and people from North Carolina, but they're Carolinas, and that's what matters. They're fantastic. These people, look at the prices on these things. They've done them with the little thing. They have the kind of gun you can kill someone with, and the kind you can stick you can go and it sticks on there. Fantastic job. Fantastic. Nobody does it like this. No, have you ever been to a store anywhere else in the country? They're basically on fire. Rip Portland. Hashtag Rip
And
Portland.
thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Oh, he's talking to the press. I was like, are you thanking the people that own the place?
We do. We have. We sell about half of what we sell is ours, and then we source straight from Poland.
Okay, we're going to kind of move in as this develops, so just bear with us. We're going to move in a little bit closer as we...
Yeah. Sneak up on him. Yeah, this is good. It's like, one of those moments where you wish you could be on a fly on the wall when Trump talks to real people.
are protected by the service here to make sure we stay
The service. You mean the Secret Service? They're pretty obvious.
in the distance that we have.
I wouldn't suggest in this environment lunging for anything. I think you're okay the rest of the time, but I wouldn't lunge.
Yeah. Transition over to another spot here.
Good idea. Yeah, move over to fishing and tackle. Stand over there, tackle out.
Make it a little bit easier for us to get around here.
The Gun Care Center. It's where for emotional support. It reminds me I need a new ramrod.
We'll see if you can get in a little bit. I'll stand behind you. Let's listen in to some of this conversation. Talk about
Don't touch me.
pistol braces.
There's 40 million, potentially 40 million firearms owners that are felons now under Biden's pistol brace rule. What is that exactly? Okay, I have one. I don't know if we can get it. So, during about a decade ago, the ATF approved some pistol brace attachment put on a handgun. For your administration, they said sold close to 40 million. People bought them as a pistol. Biden came in. One of the first things he did was he made all those people felons. Right now,
He made all those people felons because they wanted to buy a pistol brace. What's wrong with a pistol brace? Let's bring up a pistol brace picture if you want to see. Whoops, sorry. Let's see. Let's see. Let me try a video of this. So here you go. Image of a pistol brace. Maximum power pistol brace. The tactical pistol stabilizing brace with the thing as a thing with the thingy thing. Okay, hold on 1 second. This would be the pistol braces and the ATF. What you need to know. Whoops. Hold on. Wink. Final rule is now in effect. Here you go. Explain the final ruling on the stabilizing brace. On January 13th, 2023, the ATF officially declared its stance on braces, published new criteria regarding stabilizing braces. Clarified that a rifle is a firearm with a barrel measured 16 inches or more that is designed to be fired from the shoulder. That includes any accessory component or rearward attachment that provides surface area that allows the weapon to be fired from the shoulder, providing other factors as listed in the definition below. If the rifle's barrel is under 16 inches and it wears a brace, it is an SBR under the new guidelines. That's illegal. If you feel like reading the 300 pages of the ATF, so check out the ruling there. I'm going to see if I can show you the reasoning for, the main reason is that basically it takes a pistol and turns it into a rifle so that it's a murder weapon. It goes from being just like self-defense to you're going into battle. It becomes battle gear. Let's see if I can find, hold on 1 second. We'll go back to here. back up and I'll show you something. Boom. And it just changes the rules for, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. This is the world of pistol
The
brace.
Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals has ruled that the suit against the ATF's ban on pistol braces will likely succeed, and one judge on that Court of Appeals, Don Willett, has said the ban is likely in final function. That's in the
Trying to see if they show
the ATF's
we're
rule.
giving away guns and stuff. You get a free gun to gun yourself to make a gun. Anyways, point being is that it puts the gun in the category of a rifle, and changes the classification of the gun itself. And you got to register a rifle differently than a handgun. Blah blah blah. It's basically because gang members use them so that they can basically have the efficiency in short range rifle fire in a smaller compact thing, so it's easier to hide in a car and go kill a bunch of people. You don't need one if you're for self-defense. You do not. No one is in a situation where they have to pull their gun for self-defense and they stabilize against their shoulder. That's fucking dumb. If you're in your own home, you have a rifle for that. It makes it a murder weapon. That's it.
Fighting in the court, the Fifth Circuit, the Eighth Circuit. Okay.
Yeah, this dude's saying the same thing.
You have them? Marjorie Taylor Greene. Right.
Oh, Marge is there with him.
So not worried about inner city crime, all that problem. Right. But regular, average, solid Earth Americans, they gotta make it.
We'll take care of it. We'll totally take care of it. Whatever you say. I'll just do what you say. I'll just do what you whatever.
So we have a couple of guns that we actually made here in South Carolina. I'll show you. They're right down here.
What do you got? Anything in, I don't like anything but white chocolate and no fudge.
We're going to transition of the president talking about pistol
Oh, of course Marge is there. She's with him.
braces, talking about not only owning firearms is very important. Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yes, so important, especially, in a dangerous environment like this, in case anybody walks up on you while you're trying to decide what type of like butch Oakleys to wear.
Commented in that she owns a pistol brace as well.
I'm taking pictures with guys with guns. It makes me a tough guy.
That's a Glock. Glock.
Oh my fucking God. Maggots, explain yourself. Trump doesn't know what a Glock is? You can hand him a fucking Glock and he doesn't know what it is? I thought no one loves the 2A more than 2A and the 2A than he does. Oh, Glock. I've heard about that in rap music. A Glock. I wouldn't use that word. That's not a good... Honestly, as a... I gotta be completely honest. Glock sounds like something on your shoe. Like I got Glock all over my feet now. You doing what?
Actually did that, and these are actually great sellers. We do. It comes exactly like this from Glock.
Wow. Hey, wow. It's the old patronizing wow.
Sir, if you won't win this one. Can I get one more picture with
President Trump just mentioned that he would like to buy whatever they were talking about. I thought
They were talking about a Glock with his face on it, fuckhead.
was a great moment there. As they take a
Was a great moment where he said he's going to buy something, especially considering how broke he is. I mean, I think it shows what a charitable person Donald Trump is, that he's going to buy a gun at this place. Jesus Christ.
pictures.
Hey, look at him. Y'all look so good. Watch this. time, one more time. But Julian, Attorney General, jump in. You look good.
Come on, Attorney General, what's your name? Whatever his name is. You know, I could shoot somebody in the store and not lose a single supporter, except, of course, that person.
Huge partnership with Block. We're one of the biggest. I don't know if they ever can. It's just
That's a big seller.
Okay, this is fantastic.
It's huge. It's very popular with the children. Glocks are very big. People love their Glocks. You know what I mean? It's a great Christmas gift. Like almost every school shooter, the parents got them a Glock for a holiday or a birthday at some point.
Gotcha.
That's fantastic.
let's put that
Head over to the range area.
Relocate here. Backtrack as we are live here in Somerville, South Carolina at the Armory. It is a gun
Store and range.
pretty much outdoor supply facility here.
That's ironically, and I'm glad they keep all the outdoor supplies indoors so they don't get wet.
And now the president's going to meet, have a few words with the
Good old Glock, buy American.
some of the local state legislators that flew in. Let's listen up.
It's fantastic. That's all. I was gonna buy a pew pew. I was gonna buy a pew pew. Fantastic. Let's go. Let's go.
I was very proud to receive the endorsement from these people.
I was very proud to receive the endorsement from these people. Fuck me. Whoever they are. Jesus Christ. Dude, you can't even... All right. You're in their goddamn store. Here's the thing. Future politicians, memorize 3 of the names. At least 3. If it's more because you're busy, what I understand. But at least 3. Stan, Gary, and Cheryl, who works in the front, and da-da-da. Memorize their names. Stan, Gary, and Cheryl. And you can even ask, like, Stan, Gary, what was Cheryl? This is Cheryl, right? I want to make sure. That's totally fine. That you can do that. Memorize 3 names, and then say da-da-da, and everybody else. And when you say the 3 names, people will assume, because of the rule of 3, that you knew a lot more names than that, but you were just trying to speed things along. These people is not helpful.
These are the most powerful people in the great state of South Carolina. I think I can say that very sincerely. They're fantastic.
These are some of the bigger elected officials, and these other people are powerful because they have a lot of guns. They got a lot of guns. I could say that sincerely, and also as sort of a warning.
Fantastic people, and we have about a 44-point lead now, and we have a senator and we have a governor, and
Cool. And we have a shoe on each foot, and we have some soup in our tum-tum. Fucking, we have a governor, and we have Jesus Christ.
have that kind of a lead, right? It's nobody even close, and I think we're going to do very well. We're just looking at this store, and this store is amazing. It was built from scratch.
It was built from scratch. I'm pretty sure it's made of concrete, but it was built from scratch.
Started in the garage about 20 years ago, probably, and look at 12 years. That's
20. Wow. So you were selling guns out of your garage, and the business was so good in South Carolina, you were able to open a very large store.
incredible. Boy, you work quickly.
You didn't sleep a lot.
You work quickly. No sleep. That's right. But you enjoyed it.
You did. You enjoyed it. You had a lot of fun sleeping in the garage with your guns, with your neighbors coming up like a fucking lunatic, selling prepper pancake batter.
Great job you've done. Great job.
It's a great job. All 12 years of it, especially the last one.
Congressman, I just want to thank you, Mr.
Congressman? Congressman who?
Chair. I want to thank you
gentlemen. Congressman, where's the gentleman? I want to thank you for the job you've done. Jesus Christ. It's not like he has that many endorsements that he can't at least learn the fucking names today. Whatever happened to the fucking best words, the best memory? I have a good brain.
One of the big moments in the history of Congress, one made a long time ago. I remember that. We appreciate
That big thing that happened with you and the thing. There was a big thing. What was that thing again? I don't remember. Wait, I've had an idea. What was my idea? Ah, yes.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thanks. Did he call him Jim?
Thank you very much, everybody.
That means leave. I've run out of things to say.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're not going to go shoot a gun? I mean, I don't see the Secret Service letting him around live rounds anytime soon. But if he insisted, he can do it.
We'll just change it.
Get the fuck out.
Just change the positions here. Let's get on the side.
Right this way, let's get the camera around here.
Right over here. There's my boyfriend. Later on, if we're lucky, we can fuck on the pile of lead dust in the unventilated range inside this building. They built it from scratch. It used to be a Kohl's.
This is a jackal, and I don't think your Secret Service want me to pick it up. But we make. But go ahead. Pretty much every single part here in South Carolina, Florida, we make the barrel. Everything is made from raw materials. And
Yes, we fire these in the kilns of South Carolina.
3 miles away from here, sir.
a lot of it is made.
Wow, 3 miles. You don't say. 3 whole miles. And they get over here, do they? And this is one of them. And it's made out of. Is it made from scratch too? She made everything from scratch. I had an aunt who said, always used to brag she made apple pie from scratch, and it was very soft. I don't know how you make a gun or a building out of scratch if it's so soft, you know. I mean, the building does look like it's kind of the color of apple pie if you think about it. Like if you made it into a fine mist and sprayed it or whatever. So I could see that.
So everything in the U.S.
And 100% U.S. made. And the cool thing is, the cartels love them. South Carolina, it was developed in South Carolina.
Right.
So this was an idea that we had about 7-8 years ago. It's called the Jackal. It's one of the best-selling guns in the country right now. We also have, this is called the Dagger.
Wait, it's called the Jackal? You named it after, like, the most renowned terrorist of the 70s? Jesus Christ. What's your other gun called? The McVeigh?
This is our handgun. We have a lot of unique designs.
How did that compare with the one, the Glock that we just
Glock. Well, it's hard to compare with Glock, but I personally like it, and
So now do all the barrels go in the same direction? How does that compare to the Glock?
The Jackal is our #1, the Daggers are #2 sellers. They sell extremely.
Wow, so good.
What's
And
the
again,
difference in
man-
price between that and a Glock?
A Glock is $550 to $600. These are from $300 to $400, depending on features. So a Glock gets to charge a
So they're cheaper. You're saying people buy the cheaper guns? Yeah.
premium just because of the name and everything.
I think that's right. That's right. You've done a great job.
You've done a great job. I wouldn't even know how much these guns cost. I was president for 4 years. I have no fucking idea. I oversaw the military expansion of the military budget. I have no fucking idea how much a gun costs. How much does ammo cost? I should have probably asked this question in 2016, but shit. Yeah, it's really quiet. I'm sorry, guys.
Congratulations. See this man right over here? Most important man in photography. Even though he works for the New York Times. That's great.
What?
Anyway, that's great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks for all you've done.
Don't touch the gun.
Joey,
So I'll tell you a real quick story.
go ahead.
So my wife, who you met when
Yes.
we started this
Oh boy.
when I got back from my second deployment, and I quit my regular job, and I told Deborah, hey, we're gonna start a company. But that whole year after I got back, we spent Sunday evenings watching The Apprentice.
Oh.
And I love The Apprentice. That was my absolute favorite show.
That's beautiful. That's very nice.
Hey, you know what? You're fired. How's that feel? How do you like? You're fired. Yeah.
It was a big hit.
No, but really.
It was a huge hit.
That was a big hit.
Huge.
The question is, would I have become president without it? A lot of people, they debate that question. Would he have
Jesus Christ! Nobody gives a rat's ass.
become president without it? And I don't know. I think the answer is yes, but a lot of people disagree.
Boy.
Can I tell the American people that if you're elected, you'll take care of the pistol brace issue quickly for us?
Care of all issues.
It's a burden on.
I'll take care of all issues, he
We'll
says.
take care of the energy independence. We were energy independent just
Yeah, I don't know. You notice that we were energy independent right about the time when no one was going anywhere and we were sitting on a bunch of oil no one could sell. Everybody was energy independent, actually, in the entire world.
a short time ago. Think of it, 3 years ago, we had so much energy, we were soon going to be energy dominant. Now we're going to Venezuela and begging them for energy. And they sell us their tar. There's tar that they sell us. And we refine
Oh boy. Somebody wound up Grandpa.
it in Houston. So if people believe in the atmosphere, they got a big problem.
People who believe in the atmosphere. Uh-oh. I'm in trouble. I don't know about you at home, but I actually believe in the atmosphere. I think we have one. I believe it. I know, call me crazy, but I believe in the atmosphere. Yes. I believe that whenever he enters a place, he ruins the atmosphere, but that's more in the colloquial use of the word.
So horrible what's happening. No, we'll take care of a lot of problems.
It's so horrible. Could I have one of those guns?
That problem's easy, Mr. President.
No, it isn't.
Julian and I get a picture with
Yeah,
you?
come on over. Something.
And the Attorney General, too.
No, let them.
Attorney General,
Let
they
them
look
go.
good. Let them.
It's a great picture.
It is a great picture. That fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend. It's a great picture. Especially the thumb. When you get the thumb. Yeah, you've really nailed it. Now, the big question is, which one of these guys, I would go with this one, is going to end up being busted for, I don't know, child sex trafficking or trying to drug a prostitute or something like that. Because it's, all right, it's like a 50-50 shot. If you're one of two people in a picture with Donald Trump, eventually you're going the youth pastor route.
We've been called to go back to the press vehicles.
Get-
We're going to do that right now as we're live here at the Palmetto State Armory here as President Trump made a brief
It's not actually an armory. It's a store called the Palmetto State Armory.
stop here, talking to the employees, talking to the owners, not only about the various
Avoiding all the customers. Oh, there aren't.
handguns that they provide here, talking about pistol break.
They provide them? I think they sell them. I don't know if you can just kind of roll up. They provide you with one? Right. Well, and that's sad. You get so excited. You go down to the fucking Palmetto State Armory. They provide you with a gun free of charge. And then if you want to go see Donald Trump or go to an NRA meeting or a gun show, you can't bring it? What the fuck is that?
The importance of keeping that in effect and eliminating any kind of regulation behind that.
Yeah, any kind of regulations of guns is a mistake. You know what I mean? You want anybody, psychopaths, stalkers. There shouldn't be any gang members,
Really just focusing on
felons.
our Second Amendment right as we make our way through here.
As we move past the outdoorsy vests and the golf shirts, really focusing on that Second Amendment as we move around the corner to where they have the Gatorade caffeine jellies and over here the fishing waders. But don't worry, they have the word gun written on every wall. So if you think for a second that we're just in a place that sells button-down shirts, think again.
Put mine on his tab. Okay. We'd like to, let's see if we can get the president exiting here. And we'll just have to run to the press vehicle. Anyway.
This is exciting. I got to say, I've been riveted this whole time. I don't know about you. Yeah. I'm excited by this. This is, maybe Trump's right. There has never been this kind of love and energy around him. And gone are the days where he has to do pathetic glad handing in a fucking diner full of people. But a closed gun store. Think about that for a second. Think about, this is not a factory. He's not visiting the factory where those guns are made or anything even close to that. He's going to an isolated store where it looks like if there are any other employees that may not like him, they have been sent home for the day. And it's just the owner and his buddy and the lieutenant governor and Trump. Fucking hell.
When we're done here,
They posted this. Right Side Broadcasting put this fucking video
we are
up.
headed straight to Matthew and Vanessa. This is a good spot here, it looks like. We'll be heading straight to Matthew and Vanessa.
Jesus Christ. It's like this terrible hunt for fucking B-roll. Good Lord. Well, that's enough of that. That was plenty of excitement. Now, speaking of excitement, dare we even dive into this? Now, I don't know if I can stomach this whole next video. I gotta say, not on my fucking birthday. But the fact that this dude started up making videos again today. This is apparently, and by the way, he goes, this is important. The state and legacy media war on free speech is in full swing. And this guy's signing something that looks like this, that doesn't look anything like this. I don't know if you can see the paper that's on here, but it doesn't look anything like this. So I'm guessing this is just graphics for graphics' sake. I think this has to do with the fact that the British government put some limitations on shit around brand being on stuff.
The corporatist state and global media war against free speech.
Oh, he's back at the regular house. Did they lose the studio? There's a distinct Rudy Giuliani production quality to this.
Is in full swing. How do I know? Take a guess. Hello there, you awakening wonders. Thanks for joining me on this voyage to truth and freedom. If you're watching
or maybe not truth and freedom, maybe perjury and jail time. I don't know, really.
This anywhere other than Rumble, please join me on Rumble and
because they're the only place that's making money, and of course I've just cost them millions of dollars.
Consider supporting our channel because it has become rather apparent to me that there are
I gotta say, bad angle to cut to in the middle of a plea like this. Seriously, it looks like you're offering to surrender to the police. Not good.
Persecutory forces at work, and we need to ensure
persecutory forces?
that we can remain connected to you no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what. Even if Kathy Griffin just came out and said that I assaulted a friend of hers. Kathy Griffin says sleazebag Russell Brand assaulted her friend. She put this video online talking about this friend of hers that he basically rubbed his dick up against when he was a speaker at AA, and she said she didn't want to say who her friend was because it was an AA meeting, and therefore she wants to keep their that it is up to them if they want to out themselves about this, but she was a witness to it when it happened. Brand was the speaker. Afterwards, she went to shake his hand for a good share, and she said that he just came right up to her, got in her face, and pushed his groin against hers. I'm not even going to say he was trying to be funny because it's just gross. It just tells you the mindset of so many of these guy comics, and there's so many more coming. You don't hear this crap about Dame Judi Dench. This is true. I have to say, I had to beg Judi Dench to grind against me at an AA meeting, and I wasn't even supposed to be there. Neither was she. You don't hear this crap about Dame Judi Dench. You don't hear that Julianne Moore is sexually assaulting somebody. That's because she couldn't. We'd all just welcome it. I'm kidding. I'm just being silly. But she's right, in this regard. Also, as a male comedian, as a comic, as it were, and I view myself more as a comedian, it's I don't want to get into a turf war about the meanings of the words, but it matters to me. that I can comfortably say I'm not on that list of the dudes that they're gonna go, oh, and this fucking guy. Not that I haven't been up to some sexy shenanigans, but you know, I want everybody to have fun. You know, again, I think you know, that kind of like rude, bullyish dominance is for people with low self-esteem. I happen to think I'm fantastic. I'm a young man. I've got prospects. So, and Kathy Griffin, bless her heart. I had my issue with her severed head picture that she put out. I thought that was a bad move. Doesn't help anything. But I will tell you a little side note that I once sang. What, turn around every now and then I get a little bit higher. That song. I can't. I'm blitzing on the title. I sang it with her, Margaret Cho, and my friend Judy Toll at Judy Toll's birthday party. I sang karaoke with the three of them. One of the total eclipse of the heart. Thank you. I forgot. Yeah, because I was getting closer to the heart. Was stuck in my head. Yeah. Yep. So weird moment in my life, long time ago. Didn't buy me any favors though. Even though it was a fun night and Judy was always wonderful to me. Back then, yeah, Margaret and Kathy weren't having it. They're like, "Who's this hippie? You're not in the cool club at school." But all that aside, perfectly fine, whatever. And I would take her at her word over something like this. Just saying, on a personal note.
Today, of course, we're talking about events of the last week, but in particular, the collusion between big tech and government and an apparent concerted effort by legacy media and now the state and big tech to silence independent media voices. Obviously,
not plural, though.
Obviously, it's difficult for me to be entirely objective given the events of the last week, but that is what we...
Yeah, imagine how the girls felt. I'm sure they have a difficult time even talking about, well, the balancing of free speech rights and whether someone should be canceled in light of how you treated them, allegedly.
Must try to do, and thankfully we have some incredible reporting from the Grey Zone and elsewhere, as well as...
Yes, the Grey Zone and elsewhere. Places that are up will stay up no matter what happens to me.
Being able to introduce you to the concept of the Trusted News Initiative. This is a long-standing agreement between global legacy media organizations to cooperate with one another, to corroborate one another in order to shut down what they believe to be their true enemy, independent media voices. What do they mean by that? Do you think this is simply about business? Do you think that this is about clicks and revenue? Or do you think that
No, I think that's the only reason you're on, is for clicks and revenue.
there is something bigger at stake, something of incredible...
Uh-oh. First of all, it's a little late to start throwing up the white power symbols, Russell. It's not going to help you. Also, you're doing it wrong. Also, a little Don Jr. I'm getting a little Don Jr. energy. Also, the eyebrows right now on almost every freeze you look concerned, bruh. You look really fucking concerned. This is, yeah, guys. Okay, guys. Right? Look at the eyebrows. Look at that. That is some hardcore sad trombone shit right there.
Ideological significance. What do you think is the relationship between the media and the state? Do you think, looking back at the last couple of years in particular...
Well, that's a good example. Now, coordinating with the state, wrong, but getting a statement from the official channels and comparing that to the information you have on the ground or any kind of other stuff is, I think, standard reporting. That's how you should. It's just like you would ask anyone who's famous, I don't know, through their spokesperson, what what their official take is on a particular issue, and they will issue a statement through their people. I think governments, because of the structure and size of them, that's standard operating procedure, as it should be if you have a functioning organization. That said, since you've been so haphazardly and joyously sucking Putin's butthole during the entire Ukraine war and never noticing the hand-in-glove aspect of Solovyev and Simonyan and all those fuckers over there, and then making it somehow the legacy media's fault that Seymour Hersh is left to bullshit on Substack, not because they're trying to shut him down, but because he's dug a hole for himself factually that he can't fucking get out of.
The pandemic and the current war, that there has been support from the media when it comes to government policy and a lack of accountability and questioning when it comes to very important and significant questions. Do you think that the legacy media has been investigating
the legacy media? How about this? Do I think independent media sources that claim to be independent media sources, who are really just grabbing other articles from other people and going, see what I told you? I'm not going to show you the third paragraph that eats my whole argument, because that's like something Hal Sparks would do, that fucker, right? He shows you the yeah buts. I don't show you the yeah but. I'll do the first two paragraphs, and then I'll move right past the yeah buts to the phony conclusion that you think has more weight because I avoided the yeah buts. And sometimes I just show you the fucking title of the article and just call it a day.
The causes of this war, the origins of this war, with the kind of vigor that you might have seen elsewhere. Do you think that...
What? Fuck off! This war... All right. This asshole is trying to throw the entire Ukraine war in front of himself. Like, if they lied about that, surely they're lying about me. I'm not saying they're lying about that. I'm just asking questions. Oh, yeah, I'm just doing that. Also, mask mandates? I don't think so.
The legacy media has been investigating Big Pharma, the imperatives, incentives, financial undergirding of Big Pharma in the way that they have investigated other matters.
Like other matters. Like, what comes to mind? Like, if they should, like me sperming a woman against her will and against the wall of my place in Los Angeles, and she had to go straight to a rape clinic, and all of my fucking minions jumping on the fact that she handled it like someone you'd had previous sex with. When she told you no, she meant no in general, and now she's worried that you did that and you weren't wearing a condom and you might catch something, so that means she was up for it. She was just mad you weren't using a condom and that kind of stuff. So you can send those minions attacking her. Do I think, leave in the comments below if you think there's, if I sent basically armies of fucking bot assholes to go after the woman that I fucking spermed against her will in LA years ago.
Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments, because it seems to me more...
There does seem to be a muted energy to these. I'm just saying.
Important now than ever before that we have to analyze, review, and...
Oh yeah, I agree. Analyze, review the case against you, the text messages that you've put towards these people, statements you've said previously, your little get-together with Jimmy Savile. And you're jokingly talking about sending your assistant over in flagrante delicto so that he could have his disgusting way with her after the rumors that he'd been into teenage girls as young as 12 and 13. Well, she wouldn't be 12; she'd be a preteen then. But have him on. But it's just a joke. It's just a joke. Just joking. In a way that lightens people's expectations about whether they'll get justice against him, and then he dies happily and rich before anybody can stop him.
Understand exactly what's happening, literally on a global scale.
You're not on a global scale, fuckhead. I got news for you. This is standard Me Too comeuppance. Fuck off. This is what he's trying to do. Let's be abundantly clear what he's trying to do here. It's like he's trying to do. NATO is the reason we've got the Ukraine war, and the press was lying, and Nazis and blah blah, all the bullshit I've been selling you about why the Ukrainians deserve to be raped, like in Bucha. Like those people deserved it because they started it, if you really think about it, in it. And then on the other side, maybe I had my own personal butcher. You don't know.
Between the mainstream media, the state, and big tech. Let's get into it. The author of letters to social media companies demanding the financial punishment of Russell Brand
Oh, that war. I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about Ukraine.
is a British lawmaker implicated in London's war on COVID-19 and Ukraine dissenters. Her husband was a commander in the Army's PSYOPs division.
Jesus Christ. Hold on. The Grey Zone can now reveal that YouTube's financial censorship brand is the result of an effort waged by a former British government minister. What do you mean can now reveal? Intel linked UK official pushing censorship. You think she's the only person?
Grey Zone can now reveal that YouTube's financial censorship of Russell Brand is the result of an effort waged by a former British government minister who was responsible for London's crackdown on dissent during the COVID-19 pandemic. Her husband has also participated in that campaign of state.
He participated in the campaign, did he? He's one of those assholes who wanted us to get out of it, get people vaccinated, was he? What a monster.
State repression as Deputy Commander of the 77th Brigade, the British Army's Psychological Warfare Division. New developments suggest YouTube's censorship of Brand was driven by direct British government decree. On September the 19th, the social media...
Yeah, there's also a chance, I'm just saying, I don't doubt that those people could have those jobs. Is the bigger news that people who work in that PSYOPs division and stuff didn't do anything about Brand this entire fucking time while he's been doing this shit for the last couple of years, especially as he's been growing this entire fucking nut. They didn't shut him down then. Right? Why wait until multiple women came forward based on charges that have been whispered and obvious against him for over a decade?
Companies TikTok and Rumble received a pair of almost identical letters dispatched from Caroline Dinenage, the head of the UK Parliament's Culture, Media and Sports Committee.
Yeah, but I got news for you. So fucking what? I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but that's how the UK works. You live in a monarchy, fuckhead.
Dinenage informed the companies she was concerned that Brand may be able to profit from his content published on both platforms.
Yeah, that sounds like censorship to me. I thought censorship involved silencing your voice, not just taking away the profit that you would make. I mean, I guess it's important for people to be able to make a living, but Russell's a multi-millionaire. Now, he could always go, hey guys, I made my bed and I got to lie in it, but I'll pay your salary as your employer in spite of this.
She then suggested they impose financial penalties. In a sense, the bypass of judicial process.
Oh, look at the dead inside. This is not exactly the article he was expecting to be quoting a month and a half ago, was it? By the way, yes, it is my birthday, and I want to thank the gods for this gift. Because after all this smarmy fucking doom spraying bullshit where he's like, the world's coming to an end and I think they want it and they're trying to destroy you and do you even have a chance and blah, blah, blah. Also, if you feel your anxiety growing because I'm throwing World War III and government control and monsters and guns and blood and everything at you every fucking day, I'll sell a meditation program. Yeah, right? So come to my little retreat and relax while I put my hands on your pelvic tilt to help you get your downward dog.
Right to punitive measures, financial ones, seems like an interesting stance for a government minister to be suggesting to a big tech platform.
No, it doesn't, because look at the name of the fucking board committee she's on for the government. That's exactly what they do. The fuck are you talking about?
The committee's letter to Rumble contained a direct...
A committee. What was the name of that committee again? The Culture, Media, and something committee? Yeah. Sounds like that's all they do.
...demand for demonetization. We would like to know whether Rumble intends to join YouTube in suspending Mr. Brand's ability to earn money on the platform.
Okay. Hey, they're just asking questions. Sorry, I couldn't resist. I know. I'm just asking questions. I'm just, you know.
In a withering response to Dynage's letter, Rumble CEO Chris Pavlovski asserted that Rumble emphatically rejects the UK Parliament's demand.
Didn't sound like a demand. It sounded like a question.
This is, of course, why we are fortunate to be on Rumble.
Please, like, and throw money at my ass so I can.
Please join us there. Please consider supporting us so that we.
No, I considered it and immediately rejected the idea.
We can continue with our organisation. I'm beginning to think that our organisation is having an impact due to recent events.
Yeah, do you think anybody else in the organization is starting to think that your previous behavior is having an impact on their financial picture and their future in media? An impact, as it were?
CEO continued, we regard it as deeply inappropriate and dangerous that the UK Parliament would attempt to control who is allowed to speak on our platform or earn a living from doing so.
First of all, you're allowed to speak and you're not guaranteed any money on Rumble. So Rumble being concerned that someone can't make money on there is a little stupid, considering not everybody does. As a matter of fact, it costs you money to stream on there. You have to be a member. Or have a certain number of followers. Until you have that, you got to buy your way basically onto the platform. And as far as earning a living from doing so, they poached him from YouTube as the primary source. They thought they were getting another Joe Rogan. They invested in him. That's what this is about.
Caroline Dine,
because I bet you they have to keep paying him. There's some clause in there, this anti-cancel clause, that if we get canceled on YouTube for the stuff we post on Rumble, you got to guarantee us a certain whatever.
Served as the UK government's digital and culture minister.
Right, which is why it makes sense that she would send a letter like this, digital and culture minister. The fact that they have a digital and culture minister means you should expect these kind of things, for fuck's sake.
From February 2020 to September 2021, making a de facto chief of the Department for Culture, Media and Sports, DCM.
De facto chief of it? That sounds like Grey Zone giving her a promotion.
In this capacity, she was personally responsible for overseeing construction of the repressive World Economic Forum endorsed online safety bill, which
online safety. This sounds like something Melania Trump would do.
Which has been criticised by rights groups for threatening the rights to free expression.
They're threatening
and privacy. For her leading role in crafting the bill, Dynage was honoured by the Princess Royal with the title of Dame Commander of the British Empire.
Okay, so they disagree with the World Economic Forum, I guess.
However, during this period, the DCMS was home
or with the media critics
to the shadowy intelligence official-run counter-disinformation unit, which policed COVID-19 disinformation narratives online. Investigations by the Civil Liberties.
Yeah. How does this square with these women? Are you saying that these women were like MK Ultra psyoped into thinking you sexually assaulted them? Or that the timing is curious because it was supposed to never come out that you did this shit? What the rat fuck does this have to do with his behavior and the bite in the ass he's getting, more than likely because of the trend that's happened since Cosby and Weinstein and traveled through the latest story of Danny Masterson?
His organization Big Brother Watch has revealed that instead of suppressing
Big Brother Watch, Jesus Christ, it's a monarchy. You don't have Big Brother. You don't have. The concept of Big Brother is there when your rights have been taken away. In the British system, you never had them to start with.
Content that posed risks to public health. The CD.
Wait, CSL. What was I would love for Al to cover it. It's really short for obvious reasons. What was the video? What are you talking about?
Was preoccupied with censoring and deplatforming reasonable online criticisms of the.
Reasonable.
British government's COVID-19 response, including opposition to lockdowns and vaccine passports. What we appear to be looking at here are a set of collaborating institutions that have an agenda and then pursue that agenda. Even when in pursuing it, they have to bypass, repress, obstruct, or absolutely ignore existing judicial or regulatory bodies and protocols by moving straight to punitive measures, by bypassing judicial systems, and
Dude, fucking, this is the most flail farm I've ever seen. Good Lord. And he volunteers for a Houseburg stripogram. That's very sweet. I heard that you were feeling ill. Headache, fever, and a chill. I came to help restore your pluck, 'cause I'm the nurse that likes to stomp.
In particular, in the event of COVID, of course, repressing true information, preventing healthy online debate. It's plain that there were narratives that were repressed during the COVID pandemic. It's
yes, there are definitely narratives that were repressed. Fucking criminal ones, like lies and bullshit. People like you saying, I'm just asking questions, when you're making overt statements, trying to get people to not get vaccinated at a time when there was a pandemic rolling through, killing lots of people.
plain during the ongoing.
And also, bitch all you want in the U.S. system, because we have, broader free speech protections in the United States, and they still fail because this is social media, not regular media. And anybody can go out in the fucking street with a fucking bullhorn and go, don't get vaccinated. It's just life. Oh, yeah, I was behind. Sorry. Oops.
The past wasn't that long ago.
Ukraine-Russia conflict that, well, for example, Russia Today are not allowed to be on most social media sites. Rumble continue to host Russia Today so that people...
Oh, that's weird. Really? Russia Today, that basically the voice of freedom of Russia. RT is Russian state media. Don't fucking bitch about this like, is there collusion between the fucking state? Oh, shit. And the media and big tech and, I don't like it. Oh, when they do that, when the state and the media are hand in glove. And isn't it a shame that RT's not allowed? Oh, yeah, I suppose it's a shame that the fucking North Korean channels don't run 24/7 in English.
People are able to discern from themselves propaganda from truth. This, I feel, is
It's active propaganda. It's state media. It's state-run media. You're not talking about independent channels from Russia getting kicked off. That's the fucking state. That's the Kremlin's line, fucko.
important
If the White House had their own television station, would you be like, why are people censoring the White House channel?
component in any democracy. Let me know if you agree in the chat.
Jesus Christ. And by the way, his comments and his views are way off. He got a bunch of subscribers on Rumble, but even though they went down by like 1 million on YouTube, I think it was, for a bit, they all came back, but the views are way down.
According to an official fact sheet, the CDU's focus turned to the Ukraine war in 2022.
That's weird. Why? Why 2022 in particular? That country's been in existence for a long time. Since 1991, it had similar borders. I can't imagine what would draw people's attention to Ukraine in 2022. I don't know.
Doesn't it seem odd to you that you can move from a health pandemic to a war? Aren't they quite distinct, compartmentalized issues? Doesn't it seem, therefore, that the real issue is not the subject themselves, a pandemic?
What? The subjects are about literally the function of the government and the informing the people about an important story, in this case, the pandemic or the war. They're both extraordinary, but this is like the cultural ministry. That's what they do. Cultural and digital ministry or whatever the fuck.
And how to handle that sensibly, or a war and how to handle that judiciously and correctly, but dissent itself. The ability to oppose existing narratives.
Yeah, opposing it isn't the problem. Again, this is the whole just asking questions bullshit. When you assert that the British government is supporting Nazis because they're trying to stop Russian Wagnerites from raping people and murdering children and slicing the genitals off of POWs in Ukraine, That's a little more than just asking questions or clamoring for fucking peace.
The ability to begin to organise communities against establishment narratives and preferred systemic outcomes is being closed down, I would suggest, on the basis of this, rather aggressively. Let me know what you think.
Please let me know. You've got to write some comments because everybody's noticing that no one's watching my shit anymore. And please write something. And when I say that, of course, I'm talking to the bot farms who we pay to write things in there so that they can make it fill out so it looks more organic. Just wait until I say comment and then do the comment thing so that the comments don't look, that they show up in the time frame so that it looks like you did it on purpose.
His husband, Mark Lancaster, helped lead London's blitz on pandemic descent as deputy commander of the British
pandemic descent. What would that be? People who believe that it wasn't real or that it was a Chinese bioweapon? Which one?
Army's 77th Brigade between June 2018 and July 2020.
Helped lead London's blitz on pandemic descent from 2018 to 2022. Shit, well, I got to give him credit for being way ahead of the game.
Specialised in behaviour and attitudinal change, which in itself seems like a strange military unit. What are we going to do about behaviour and attitudes? Mind your own business and focus on just wars? There aren't any. The 70s.
There aren't any. He's back to trying to make a joke in this. There are no just wars. There is no such thing as justified self-defense, according to Russell Brand. That if someone is being sexually assaulted, they must lay back and take it. If they physically fight back at the time, or if they seek retribution later, that is wrong. That is as bad as the initial sexual assault, according to Russell Brand. That's the case he's making right here. There are no just wars. There are no just fights then. There is no just physical conflict, especially if you were attacked. And Russell, if you are attacked, Russell will throw his weight behind the people who attacked you. And if you try to defend yourself, that's you clamoring for world war. And basically, this is his way of saying that the women who are coming after him are effectively sexually assaulting him.
7th Brigade maintains a vast militia of real, fake and automated social media accounts to disseminate and amplify pro-state messaging and discredit the...
By the way, this is Grayzone's take on the 77th Brigade, as it were, and I'm not taking it as, as gospel by any sense. He's reading these chunks.
...domestic and foreign enemies. During the pandemic, the 77th Brigade targeted people within Britain and across the West with advanced psychological manipulation strategies honed on battlefields against enemy militaries. It seems that in the...
Yeah, I mean, we read those words. Obviously, it's true.
In the absence of an external enemy, the domestic population becomes the enemy, and any ability to organise and communicate...
Yeah, no, they were just lucky a pandemic came in where they'd have dipshits lying and trying to get people to not get vaccinated or not practice, like wash their hands and not touch their fucking eyes and avoid people who've been ill so it doesn't spread as much so they can buy some time until the fucking vaccine gets here. It's horrifying. Luckily, they would love to just straight up, the rest of the time they're spent manipulating people to buy the biggest toy of the season. Oh, thanks for the super chat. That's really sweet, Carol. Bless you. And birthday buddies are President Carter, Julie Andrews, and Zach Galifianakis. Good group. Yeah, solid. Almost identical. I mean, there's almost no difference in those three people. It's funny.
The domestic population, in order that they act on behalf of their own interests, has to be silenced and shut down using whatever techniques are necessary and possible. It's only a...
No, it seems like they're limited on the kind of things they could do. Like, they're not snuffing people. It seems like they're just, again, attitudinal and convincing. Because if the government was anything like he thinks it is, they wouldn't even have an internalized propaganda ministry like this. They'd just lock people up, and that'd be that.
Short while.
I'm almost done with this dickhead's nonsense.
Since the pandemic ended, and who knows, maybe the pandemic will begin again. But we know...
Just an asshole. Just like, yeah, it was fake in the first place. Won't they fake another one? Why
now
don't you go
know
fake
that
yourself?
at the beginning of the pandemic, theories and ideas were being discussed at the very highest level that were dismissed publicly. We now know that experts with legitimate voices, valid views, clinical trials, significant information were silenced, not because of your safety.
Yes, that's true. The Chinese scientist who discovered COVID-19 effectively and tried to warn the world died. He was silenced, and then he caught COVID and he died in China, and they hid it from the world. Yeah, that's true. Oh, you mean mask mandate stuff, because there hadn't been any complete studies at the time. Now there have been. It did help.
Or my safety, but precisely because it was necessary to control them. Once these
Why? All right, I'm done. This is so fucking lazy, just boring at this point. Here's my question. If the government's plan was to control everyone and control, and that's the only reason the pandemic was a great fraud upon the world's population, launched by the fucking World Economic Forum and the fucking Pentaverate and the Illuminut cases and whatever the fuck, and it was only there so governments could get you to behave and obey and obey, behave and behave, obey. First of all, half the population didn't. They fucking snapped and wouldn't do anything. The rest of the population was lukewarm to things, did their best, but none of us felt like the government says I should stay inside. You're just like, yeah, it's probably not. It's a contagious disease. Wait till it clears effectively. This is like, it's like saying, imagine him standing outside of somebody's house in like 75-mile-an-hour winds with hail coming down in fucking Florida with just like light poles bending this way and fucking alligators sliding in the rain down the fucking road going, the government only wants you to stay inside because they want to control you. There is no hurricane. It's bullshit. Whack. You know. I find it kind of amazing because is anybody more like, yes, government, no government, yes, government, no government, than they were before the fucking thing? And if you're in government and you're aware of a massive threat that is going to take thousands of fucking lives in one fell swoop, and you go, well, we could tell them, but they won't listen. Yeah. And there's a bunch of people who don't believe it, you know, and they're just telling people, and they, you know, in the absence of us making a statement, they're just sort of filling that gap, and so I guess you got to just let a bunch of people die then. I mean, as the government, as the elected representatives of the people in our constituency, I mean, I think you got to expect to lose about 20-25% of your population in any given time, right? I don't get the whole it was just government control thing. I mean, it's the same. These are the same fuckers who went to public school and then tell you public school just cranks out drones. Public school just cranks out people who, you know, can't think for themselves, aren't capable critically. Like, motherfucker, you went to public school. Yeah, but I'm special. Why are you special? Well, because I know about the elites. The fuck are you talking about? But aren't you saying in effect that you are the elites, that you can go to public school and somehow come out magically on the other end without being able to be controlled, whereas the rest of us are fucking like the ever-loving shit ladder lifters, right? It is so it just lacks a level of sort of normalcy and maturity that is stunning. That you can't think 2 steps past what you're fucking saying and go, all right, if I was responsible for all these people, how would I behave? And if you go, I'll just, you know, can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs, and freedom is so important that people should be allowed to go out and don't inform them of a threat. And if someone else is lying to them about the threat, let them be lied to, because all you're doing is killing off the gullible, I suppose. Also, don't forget, I'm doing a live show, and everybody can come out, and we'll have a massage therapy session where we all sit in the corner and grope each other, and then we learn how to breathe. Fucking hell. Just lame. All right. Whew. All right, I got to end on something silly because it's my birthday, and I want to do this. And I just got it. It's going to be a mistake. It's going to be a mistake. I just know it. Just know it. Oh, request a clip. Oh, okay. This is. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's do this one because I want to see this too. This is. Is this. Whoops. What the hell? Is this the whole thing or is this all he got? So Brian Kilmeade interviewed Petro Poroshenko. And he presses him on the alleged bribes, the Bridens. Yeah, it's already an hour and a half. Time flies when it's your birthday. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're feeling that way, and give me a thumbs up if you could for my birthday. I don't ask for much. Just hit the Venmo if you want to help us with the computer fund today. It's a great way to do it. Also, super chats are great. Everything on the birthday stuff goes right to the computer. I'm trying to get this as soon as possible. Although, watch me get it, and then they announce the M3 chip in the Mac Pros, and then I'll pull my fucking head off. All right. I'm going to be fine. I'm fine. All right, let's see this. This is Petro Poroshenko. This is the guy who followed Yanukovych, who fled to Russia and proceeded and lost to Zelensky. Here we go.
All right, here's the latest. Russia.
All right, here's the latest. By the way, the fact that Kilmeade is the guy doing the interview is fucking pitiful.
Unleashing a wave of missile attacks on Ukrainian energy facilities, the most aggressive attack in weeks. The power cuts giving Ukrainians a flashback, a reminder of last winter when airstrikes put millions of them in the dark, but they have thoroughly bounced back. My next guest has been on the front lines, doing everything he can.
And here he is in a giant yurt.
To make Ukraine successful. Joining us now for an exclusive interview with us here on One Nation, the former Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko. Mr. President.
Or Poroshenko, but it doesn't matter.
President, thanks so much for your time. I know you're on the front lines. How bad were those attacks over the last couple of days?
I returned back from the front line, and
this is an edited, cut-up interview, by the way. You can tell that was not a direct. I think they probably pre-taped it because of the video and audio. But just for the record, this is going to be sliced up.
The whole night, my home, the Kiev, was an object of the Russian massive missile attack. When Ukraine experienced the Russian massive missile attack, came on the object of the critical energy infrastructure. And we see the preparation for more violent attack to come, but we are decisive to protect Ukraine, to free Ukrainian soil, to renew the sovereignty and territorial integrity. And unfortunately, this was no electricity.
It says sovereignty and territorial integrity, just for record.
Kiev, it was no electricity in my house. And at the same time, we are very much pleased the effective work of Ukrainian air defense. So respect to our armed forces.
So we're going to show a map right now of the progress you made. You guys have taken roughly 50% of which Russia took after their invasion over a year ago. You've taken 50% back. You're beginning to make progress reportedly in this counterinsurgency. What do you need to make more progress right away? And how frustrating is it
that douchebags like me,
that we seem to be slow walking a lot of our equipment?
Oh boy.
And some of our aid.
Now we have a strong support, and I very much appreciate the leadership of the United States. We very much proud the support and solid bipartisan support we have in Washington. And with that situation, definitely we keep fingers crossed for the F-16 coalition, for the long-range missiles, including the attack missile, and with the new electronic warfare system, and with a new air defense. This is the key factor, together with the experience of Ukrainian armed forces, how to stop the war, bringing the victory, how to defeat Russia. Because here we're fighting, and our fight is bigger than Ukraine. This is about democracy in the world. This is about freedom in the world. This is about right of free nation to live independently and to choose their destiny.
Do you speak to Zelensky? Have you guys spoken?
Not very often.
Okay. Do you approve of how he's doing?
As I told you, I approve what doing Ukrainian people.
Got it.
I approve what doing Ukrainian armed forces. And I do
And he beat me in the election, so I feel
my
weird.
best to make the victory closer. This is my position. This as a second parliamentary fraction in the Ukrainian parliament and the 5th president of Ukraine.
Got it.
We now should be together. That's the case.
I had a chance to talk to Viktor Shokin, a man who says he was friends of yours, who you asked
He's the godfather of Petro Poroshenko's kids.
to come back and help out during the transition after the previous regime. Here's what he said on why he was fired by you. Listen.
Poroshenko fired me at the insistence of the then Vice President Biden because I was investigating Burisma. There were no complaints whatsoever, no problems with how I was performing at my job, but because
Not so fast.
pressure was repeatedly put on President Poroshenko, that is what ended up in him firing me.
Is that why he got fired, because of the $1 billion and the former vice president, now president?
First of all, this is the completely crazy person. This
Wow. First of all, this is a completely crazy person.
is something wrong with him. Second, there is no one
There's something wrong with him.
single word of truth. And
There's not one single word of truth.
third, I hate the idea to make any comments and to make any intervention in the American election. We have very much enjoyed the bipartisan support, and please do not use.
Yeah, Kilmeade's that is not the answer Kilmeade was expecting. I'm even shocked by it, but that's fucking hilarious. Thanks, Barry. Yeah.
Such person like
This guy is fucking bananas. No, seriously, I've seen him with his penis in some bananas.
shocking to undermine the trust between bipartisan support in Ukraine.
Right. What do you mean? He's not your friend?
I don't see him maybe 4 years or something at all, and hate the idea to have him because he play very dirty game, unfortunately.
Okay, so that is not true. He didn't get fired because of Joe Biden.
He was fired because of his own statement, and if he do not do that, next day Ukrainian parliament will fire him with that.
All right, Mr. President, thanks so much. Stay safe. Best of luck along the way in this counterinsurgency. Hope you make some big progress through the rest of the fall. Thank you, sir.
Hey, Sean Hannity.
Ouch. That's amazing. That's what a lovely little tip onto that. That's fun. Good Lord. I am so oh, thanks CSL for posting the version of Sober. Might take like, all right. God damn it, I wish the March thing was shorter. And is this the Somerville? Okay, this is the Somerville speech. You get pieces of it. I don't feel like. All right, I got to jump to something stupid though. This is what I was actually wanting to look at. There she is.
Well, it appears the House.
It appears that if you grab somebody by the winkle doodle and give it the old what for in the middle of a theater, you can get a free spot on the Eric Bowling Show.
Has abandoned McCarthy's continuing resolution strategy and is now pivoting to a new plan for single subject appropriation bill.
Yeah, we're going to vote on those quickly and in a matter of hours.
As McCarthy adjourned the House of Representatives yesterday, many of them have gone home, but there's a few Republicans who are staying to try and make a deal, and one of them is Colorado Congressman Lauren Boebert, who joins me right now. Congressman, thank you, and we noticed the Capitol in the background there. So
it's a picture.
You're in D.C. A lot of people.
That's a picture, stupid.
At home.
It's not the actual. That's not the actual Capitol. She's there. But you're a fucking silly person if you think that's actually the Capitol behind her. Where the fuck do you think she's sitting?
Thank you for doing that. The American people, thank you for doing what you're doing. And also,
that's just dumb. I'm sorry. I can't let that go. That's just ridiculous.
So thank you for holding tough on not caving to a McCarthy continuing resolution or a clean bill. Your thoughts on what's going on?
Yes. So, Eric, I just left the Rules Committee where we were discussing how
to go sit in the little, if you can hear my voice echoing off of the Capitol dome.
We're going to bring up 4 of our single subject appropriations bills to fund the federal government. This is imperative that we are here to discuss.
They're not going to pass them. They aren't. Because the idea is that you pass the things you want to pass and then refuse to fund or drag the funding for stuff you don't. It's a way of line item vetoing stuff that's in the government, and you don't have the power to do that. They won't fucking pass. The fucking military budget didn't pass when they brought it up.
How we are moving forward in just this short amount of time that we have before we.
You don't have a short amount of time. You're running out of time. You didn't have a short amount of time. You should have been doing this fucking work all year, dummy.
Face a government shutdown. My colleagues and I are fighting to fund the federal government. Maybe.
But just less than would make it function.
Not every single part of it. We want some extensive cuts and some clawbacks and some restrictions in that. But we endeavor to uphold the promises that we made to the American people back in January and prevent the continuation of the swampy status quo. Commitment.
Hey, asshat, I don't give a fuck. If you wanted to go through all 12 of these, you had to spend the time to do them. Now is not the time to do this because you're not going to be able to send these kind of cuts up to the Senate and actually get them passed because the Senate's going to rewrite it and send it back to the House. And the Democrats, here's what happens. They pass one of these fucking things, which they won't do, but they pass one of them, let's say, and they send it up to the Senate and the Senate goes, nope, puts all the funding back in, sends it back, and then it passes with Democratic votes and a few Republicans.
Were made earlier this year to rein in reckless spending and business as usual in Washington, D.C. And we
yeah, but those are cute terms, not actual numbers.
Expect those commit with continuing resolutions, continue doing things the way they always have been done. We don't want to govern by omnibus bills. And that is exactly how the federal government.
Well, if you didn't want to govern by omnibus bills, you should have passed the parts of them as they came up during the course of the fucking year. If you didn't want to pass a continuing resolution or an omnibus bill, you would have cleared some of these funding requests in fucking June.
Government has been funded since 1997. There are even thousands of unauthorized.
Yeah, when we had a surplus, you mean?
Government programs that continue to be funded without oversight, congressional hearings, or even a reauthorization vote. Absolutely unacceptable. And the American people deserve better than Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden.
By the way, she wants to stop a lot of stuff dealing with education and other stuff that they're like, we wanted to kill these things, but they won't bring them up so we can kill single programs we don't like. That's exactly what this is. And yet they don't have the votes to guarantee a version of the bill will pass without those things in them.
Bloated budget to continue past September 30th of this year. The American people voted for this majority to do things.
No, they didn't.
Things differently and fund a government that
you guys got redistricted into
is not weaponized against them. And that is what we are spending this weekend doing. I have many colleagues here who have not left town when the
yeah, that's how it started. Me and your grandfather was colleagues. Next thing you know, he's on top of me in the woodshed, pumping and sweating.
Speaker said, hey, everybody, we're close to a deal. We could work tomorrow, but instead get on a jet and go back to your districts, maybe attend a fundraiser or two. No, we have folks like
Fucking rhinos.
Eli Crane, Andy Ogles, Andy Biggs, Matt Gaetz. We are all here.
Yes, because you're unwelcome in your districts.
To endeavor to fund the federal government properly and not govern by omnibuses or continuing resolutions.
That's a mandate. The American people mandated you to do that.
No, you didn't have a mandate. You got a 4-vote majority, fuckhead. That's not a mandate. You didn't get 60-40. Calm the fuck down. You also don't control the Senate. There's no mandate. You also don't have the White House. Not a mandate. The mandate is that the vast majority of the American voters have handed the control over government spending to Democrats because you have a weaselly thin line between you and the Democrats in the House, but in the Senate, the Democrats control the function of business in there, and Joe Biden still has to sign the fucking thing. More Democratic voters voted for their representatives and their senators than voted for Republican representatives and senators, and certainly the White House.
They elected a GOP.
Shut it down. Spoken like a true commie, Laura.
House of Representatives.
We've got a Russian bot in the chat room posing as a real American.
And it was because you hold the checkbook, and it matters to the American people how our money is being spent, and a lot of times how it's being wasted. And you're trying to cut that. Now, my question is, Kevin,
why didn't you do that earlier this year when you actually could craft a bill and pass it through committee like adults because you actually run the function of government instead of dicking around with your bullshit impeachment nonsense?
McCarthy.
Because remember how Trump was saying it was really hard to do all my work as president because I was busy golfing? I mean, they were impeaching me all the time. But these guys don't seem to think they're wasting their time. All right. They have not been doing their homework.
Who can forget in January, the big fight? He wanted it badly. He made concessions. And now when he knew this was coming, he saw this coming. And now that you do exactly what you promised the American people you would do,
There was 12 of you. You shanghaied the entire fucking endeavor. The vast majority of your party didn't want any of this shit. You're making the case, Bowling over there, that a minority of a minority party is holding the fucking country hostage.
Gates and others, we're going to hold him accountable. He seems to be bitter at you. I think he made a comment like,
yeah, because he has, 89% of his fucking caucus behind him, but you assholes talked him into making one of the dumbest concessions I've ever fucking heard, which is it only takes one of you to vacate the speaker's
not part
seat.
of this. I don't like this burn it all down idea. That sounds gross to me.
It is gross. They're being gross. You mean he's being gross for calling them out on it?
Yes. So, Eric, if the speaker is saying that he is not a part of this plan, then that's actually very unfortunate for the American people. This is a...
Why? He's part of the plan by 85% of the Republican Party elected in the House, of which he is the speaker of, not 12 fucking holdouts that have no fucking skin in the game, somehow think, well, daddy's rich, or I got some cash socked away, or I'm going to keep my job. I don't give a fuck if my payment doesn't come through. I'm already making more money than I ever made as a congressperson than I ever made in anything else. So I got some money to sit on while everybody sweats it out.
Plan that he very well should want to be a part of. We aren't.
What plan would that be? There's not a plan. I mean, there's some bumper stickers.
Just continuing the omnibus bill that all of us Republicans voted against just last December. No, we are breaking the mold, and we are getting rid of this muscle memory, this bipartisan muscle memory of continuing to just push it off until we face a Christmas Eve omnibus bill. Veterans are calling my office every day, worried sick about their livelihoods.
Yeah, because when you shut down the government, they're not going to get their checks.
Brave men and women went to war and went.
Yeah, and you are trying to rearrange the budget of the U.S. government in one fell swoop like some sort of nudnik revolutionary instead of doing the actual fucking work.
To bat for this country. The last thing that they should have to worry about is their benefits being lost in a government shutdown.
Right. So I would say pass another fucking omnibus and start working in committee to break these, to claw back the cost of these things, as opposed to doing it the last second and holding a fucking gun to their head and then going, someone is holding a gun to their head. Jesus Christ. The total lack of self-awareness is amazing.
We need to pay our brave service members who will be required to work in the event of a shutdown. And the same service members who have been subject to the wokening and weakening of our military under
Yeah, you're not wrong. She just called our military weak. Yeah, if you're in the military past, I guess, January 21st, 2021, you're now part of a weak and broken organization. I mean, you thought you were a patriot, you thought you were working hard, you thought basic training was hell, and that you were going to, I guess, trying to join the SEALs or something like that. You're not. You're part of a weak, atrophying, useless organization of the federal government.
Joe Biden and Lloyd Austin. Let's do this by passing a DOD bill. Let's pass a Homeland Security bill that actually secures our.
Right. See what I mean there? They're going to try and pass the military bill. They're going to pass the border bill, and then they'll drag their feet and not fund the Department of Education and all the other stuff. That's why these won't pass. That's why when they put these forward, why they will not pass. Because the idea is that they're gonna do these just so that, and if they do pass, because the House doesn't want to do it, the Senate's going to send them back with the funding restored. It won't matter.
Border and keeps our Border Patrol agents paid. We can do this with 12 individual single subject bills.
Yeah, do them in reverse order, though. How about this? Pass them in good faith. No? Just going to do the military ones and then blow off the rest of the fucking government? Right.
Rather than an omnibus or a continuing resolution.
Bullshit!
And possibly, just possibly, in the absence of a continuing resolution, this actually puts more pressure on the Senate to do their jobs in a timely manner, and we actually avoid.
No, they don't have enough time, stupid. That you actually have to work through these things. People's lives are actually affected by these funding things. You don't just got like slash stuff that you don't like that's not a priority for you and your tiny little caucus. The Freedom Caucus does not get to like backseat drive the entire fucking economy because they don't like shit or don't understand the importance of certain things. Shove it up the fucking Senate's ass and expect them to vomit it back into their mouth like some sort of human centipede bird feeder. Basically, with all this talk about how the American people put us here to blah, 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 from a minority group, the Freedom Caucasians, inside the House, who are going against the majority of their own fucking party, and the rest of the House, the majority, going against the majority of the senators as well, even the ones in their own party, effectively, they just want kind of a tacit bullshit MAGA monarchy, and it ain't fucking happening.
Long
That's the way it
government
works.
shutdown.
That's the way it works.
Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, tell them how it works, Eric.
There's a whole idea of if there is a shutdown or you get close to a shutdown, both sides are pointing the finger. It's their fault. It's their fault. But the reality is,
it's the fault of the party that won't get their ass together, do the homework all year long, and then hasn't put forward these bills for passage in a timely fashion, and then tries to do it at the last minute because a bunch of their holdouts are refusing to vote for things unless they're cut in half, which is untenable and bullshit. We'll never pass the Senate, and we'll never get the president's signature.
you make so much common sense by not throwing billions upon billions of dollars of foreign aid into these bills that the American people, frankly, are sick and tired of. When you keep that out by doing single topic or single subject bills, then you're doing the will of the people. And
yeah, the will of the people primarily is that our government doesn't cease to function like fucking clockwork every other year, because people who don't want to do the homework that address the actual costs on the ground of these programs and make them more efficient and make them cheaper and make them, apply directly to the issues they're meant to handle in a laser focused way. That work that they just blow off all the time until they're like, fuck this, that's a big number. No, It's like eating the whole meal and then going, I'm not paying for this shit.
And it's their fault. It's the the Democrats' fault if they're not going to play along, because we know they won't like it when they can't throw all their Christmas ornaments onto the tree. Congresswoman, really good.
Hey, no, I got news for you, asshole. Red states are the ornaments on this fucking tree. Red states are the ones that get more federal dollars than they put in. Blue states are paying for the red states. When you talk about cutting funding, you can destroy the education system, the public health system in any given state just by lowering the cuts that she's talking about. If you and the blue states will make it up. I got news for you. Either through state taxes themselves or with the surpluses that they have or the industry that they have already there. Red states don't have that as an option. It's ironic that in a lot of ways, like Democratic House members are fighting for red state, like red districts that will be utterly gutted by these fuckers.
Have you appreciate your time, Lauren Boebert. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Eric.
Thanks, Derek. And if you ever want to see a musical, all right, I'm almost out of time. But can we do this real quick? I don't even know. I don't know if I'll do the whole thing. I just don't know why Jesse Waters is trying to be Rachel Maddow. Is this his impersonation of Rachel Maddow when she goes on a talk show? I mean, it would explain a lot, don't you think? It would explain a lot of his frustrations. Just saying. All right. This is Jesse Water. Biden's administration is taking down Bob Menendez. This is a fascinating take. So Bob Menendez, the New Jersey senator, been indicted. He was indicted once before. He's got to go. Everybody, Democrats are like, fuck off. Enough of your shit. We don't care. I think they're going after him just to give them cover to go after Trump or to hide from Biden, I'm sure.
20 years ago, Washington was rocked. New Jersey Senator Robert Torricelli, the Torch, was caught being bribed by a South Korean. Grandfather clocks, $10,000 watches, Oriental rugs, and Italian suits, obviously. Here was
Italian suits, obviously, because he's Italian, I suppose.
the Torch.
I have never, ever done anything at any time to betray the trust of the people of the state of New Jersey.
All right. No one in New Jersey can say that. That's fucking stupid. Obviously, that's a lie. Just by living in New Jersey, you're betraying the trust of your fellow New Jerseyans.
Never.
Ouch.
Now New Jersey.
Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. I gotta look at this funny. Let's see. Let's see. Robert Churchill is here. This has to do with There we go. Okay, hold on. There we go.
Senator Bob Menendez has picked up the torch and run with it. Menendez is the chair of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, and today he was charged with accepting bribes in exchange for influencing foreign relations.
And it's interesting. Look at the Menendez case and look at what they say about Joe Biden. And I don't understand the mismatch with these motherfuckers where they think, I suppose that they find nothing in Biden's. He's got 2 houses. They're very normal. His taxes show exactly where his money has been, is going, and has been. It doesn't matter. And yet Menendez has got stacks of cash in a fucking closet and in a safe and diamonds and fucking gold bars and shit like that. And you're like, yeah, this you can wrap your head around. This would make me even listen to Comer.
Today I'm announcing that my office has obtained a 3-count indictment.
Obviously, by the way, a racist DA in reverse, as Donald Trump would say. Any black DA going after a white person, clearly it's a race thing. These people are racists in reverse. It's what, no, Menendez isn't saying that? That's weird. Why is he not attacking this guy? It seems like he'd be right to just say that because it's clear, isn't it? It can't possibly be because he's crimey.
Charging Senator Robert Menendez. The senator and his wife accepted hundreds of thousands of dollars of bribes in exchange for Senator Menendez using his power and influence to protect and to enrich those businessmen and to benefit the government of Egypt.
That was one of the weird ones. You're like, Egypt? Okay. Egypt. That's an odd one, but it's fine. All right.
Counts, bribery, fraud, and extortion. But instead of sending the bribes through a maze of shell companies like the Bidens,
allegedly, and also not shell companies, and also not
Menendez got gold bars delivered to his house.
FBI executed search warrants on the residence and safe deposit box of Senator Menendez and Nadine Menendez in New Jersey. When they got there, they discovered approximately $500,000 of cash stuffed into envelopes and closets.
By the way, I've seen Goodfellas. That's just how New Jersey is, isn't it?
Some of the cash was stuffed in the senator's jacket pockets. That's
well, I mean, he was leaving there and he's like, fuck, this, thanks, guys. Then he just hung up his jacket and forgot he had $20,000 in each pocket.
Agents also discovered a lot of gold.
A lot.
And the FBI, of course, found the Mercedes-Benz.
So you can see the Bidens now snickering at Gold Bar Bob. Can you believe this guy? I mean, at least Hunter lost the diamond. The FBI found gold bars in Bob's safe.
Right. And?
The FBI found $500,000 in...
You know, kind of, and by the way, Jesse, why are you not attacking the FBI that they probably planted this shit? I mean, why would the raid on Bob Menendez's house be any different than Mar-a-Lago? Why is the FBI suddenly the good guy? Are we supposed to believe that Bob Menendez leaves dollar bills and jackets just laying all over the floor like this? I mean, honestly.
Cash stuffed in official Senator Menendez windbreakers hanging in his closet. What's that doing there? Was it too lumpy under your mattress? The Egyptians bought them a Mercedes.
Mercedes.
There it is, parked in his
Mercedes
driveway. Right? But the conspiracy...
Yeah, why wasn't this a raid? Why weren't they raided? Also, what the fuck is up with those pants? What is that? What is that? Why? What? What is that? What is this? All right, that's a crime. The FBI should raid them just for those pants existing. What the living shit is going on? I don't understand any of that outfit. That is amazing. What? That it looks like something from Tim Burton's failed attempt at sexy 70s wear. It was sold at auction from the Tim Burton 70s movie. The version when Tim Burton was going to do Boogie Nights. And he only got through the wardrobe phase. And they ended up having to sell this stuff off. And she got him on Poshmark for a steal.
It began with Nadine Menendez, his second wife. Gold Bar Bobby proposed at the Taj Mahal in India. Classic Bob move.
Would never be enough. Never be enough. Towers of gold are still too little. These hands could hold the world, and it'll never be enough. Never be enough.
Run, lady. Run. I'm sure you can find, there's probably boats nearby. I would swim through the sewer streams of Calcutta to get away from that singing. Go. Run now. You were warned.
And it was never enough for Nadine. She wanted more.
Well, apparently, but after a while, they get filled to capacity.
Nadine introduced the senator to an Egyptian trio. Michelin-rated restaurants followed. Then it was a trip to Egypt. Meetings with Egyptian intelligence and military officials. That was...
So Nadine was an Egyptian honeypot. Fascinating.
Chair of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, Gold Bar Bob held sway over arms packages and foreign aid. Gold Bar was leveraging billions in American aid in exchange for family bribes and no-show jobs. Now, where have I heard that before?
your bullshit story about the Bidens, because this is what it looks like when that actually happens? Yeah.
Just like the Bidens, their text messages. Gold Bar Bob also tried shutting down investigations into the business partners who were bribing him.
I'm going to sign off this sale to Egypt today. Sign off on? Off on? Sign off this sale to Egypt. So you're not going to have it? I'm going to sign off this sale to Egypt. All right.
Menendez was trying to plant the right prosecutor in office to look the other way so that the money would keep flowing. God, this just sounds so familiar.
Right, except it's you're paralleling it to fiction.
And the whole time he was compromised by foreign agents. He was accusing other people of being foreign agents.
The American people deserve to know who they elected to be their president. They deserve to know if he's in fact putting America's interests first. And they deserve to know if Donald Trump is, wittingly or unwittingly, an agent for the Russian Federation.
Menendez.
Right. I mean, Harvey Weinstein at one point said, we need more strong women characters in Hollywood. I agree with that statement, regardless of the fact that that fucker used statements like that as a manipulation point to attack and harm women. You get how that works?
Was an agent of Egypt, accusing Trump of being an agent.
Ooh, Egypt. Look out.
Of Russia. So the question is, why was the Biden administration taking down Menendez at all? And why now?
Why didn't Trump? I think is the bigger question. Does Trump have ties to Egypt that we need to know about?
Now, because the FBI raided Menendez's house last year. Menendez.
Right. You do realize they raided Mar-a-Lago last year, right? You do realize that the Mar-a-Lago raid was last year, August 2022, and then the indictments came this fall. It's almost exactly how long it fucking takes.
Has been walking around Washington knowing Biden's agents have a stack of his gold bars, ready to drop at any minute. God, Biden must have been squeezing Bob. And then they dropped these gold bars on Menendez a week before the Joe Biden impeachment inquiry opens.
Wait, what's the idea? What is he pushing here? The idea that that the FBI was planting these on
around Washington, knowing Biden's agent.
Hold on.
Why was the Biden administration taking down Menendez at all, and why?
They're not. The New York SDNY is
now, because the FBI raided Menendez's house last year. Menendez has been walking around Washington knowing Biden's agents have a stack of his gold bars.
Knowing Biden's agents have a stack of his gold bars.
Ready to drop at any minute. God, Biden must have been squeezing Bob. And then they dropped these gold bars on Menendez a week before the Joe Biden impeachment inquiry opens into bribery.
It's almost like the timing's inverted.
Is this so that they can say, now that's real bribery?
Yes. No, it's not so they can say it. It's just because that's how it is.
There.
This is someone finding the giant gaping anus holes in their fucking argument and trying to claw their way back to some sort of legitimacy.
Joe Biden was never caught with gold bars and cash shoved
right
into his windbreaker.
Right.
And you know this was a partisan prosecution because the Southern District of New York.
Wait, it was a partisan prosecution? So Republicans aren't for Bob Menendez getting busted.
New York indicted Gold Bar Bob, not the U.S. attorney in New Jersey. Or was Menendez just a thorn in Biden's side? Because remember, the Obama-Biden Justice Department indicted Menendez on bribery.
Right. And then Trump let it slide for some odd reason. And then when Biden got back in, they're like, fuck that guy. I'm again, unless you're saying that they're trying to get rid of Menendez because he has some sort of insight, like he's holding the compromise. Well, then why would you let him raid the bank vaults and the fucking boxes? I don't know.
But he skated on a hung jury. Now, it makes sense when you realize Menendez doesn't want to open Cuba. Biden does. Menendez hates the Iran deal. Biden wants back in.
Well, again, you're now defending the point of view of somebody who was on the take to Egypt in terms of the Iran deal. So the idea is that you're on the side of the corrupt guy so Menendez, once he commits crimes and he gets busted, because it matters who's in office to you more than anything else, that means he's a good guy. He's being persecuted.
Menendez loves Israel. Biden, not so much.
If he loves Israel, why is he helping Egypt so much?
Menendez was dead set against Venezuelan amnesty, and Biden just gave 500,000 Venezuelan Social Security numbers.
Menendez wasn't against that part of it. All right.
So Menendez is cooked, and President Biden has a wider lane in foreign affairs now. But we're getting to know Joe Biden, aren't we?
No, we're not. We're getting to know you, Jesse. We're getting to know how, you are trying to take whatever you're handed and fold it into something you can stuff up your ass. And the size and sharpness of it don't seem to matter to you. It just, the goal is shove this up your own ass. And you will do anything you can to get it into a relative shape that you're comfortable with so that you can shove it up your own ass. This is weird. This has nothing to do, by the way, this whole report has nothing to do with Menendez or Biden or even fucking his wife, Nadine.
He sees an obstacle and he doesn't move around it. He removes it.
My God, it sounds like something you would praise Trump for.
Trump indicted. Menendez indicted.
Fuck. I'm going to solve your little problem, and you're going to say, Pete Venkman's a guy who can get things done. I wonder what makes him tick. I wonder if he wants to know what would make me tick.
Mini Madoff took the money, indicted. Elon Musk investigated 4 times. The indictment's coming.
What? Why is that All right. I guess anybody who gets busted for fucking anything now. I guess, explain to me all the Republican youth pastors busted for diddling kids. What obstacle were they serving in Biden's attempt? What, infrastructure? I don't know. They're all over the place.
Unvaxxed, you're fired. Biden's cagier than we give him credit for. He did exactly what Bob Menendez did, but every time investigators got close, they were obstructed.
No. They were. The FBI was allowed to look everywhere in Biden's properties. Not an issue.
Hunter was tipped off, and the CIA.
Okay, that's just so that his Secret Service guys don't shoot 2 guys with suits and guns coming up there. Get the fuck out of here.
And the FBI covered for him. Think about it.
I did think about it. Everybody's thought about it except you.
The Bidens were getting bribed with diamonds.
No. Hunter Biden got one because of the deals he was making.
The Menendezes were getting bribed with gold bars.
And by the way, a diamond is the idea. That's the diamond in question. A diamond.
The Bidens were getting paid in Porsches. The Menendezes were getting paid in Benz.
No, Hunter Biden. Again, Hunter Biden got paid in cash for the price of the Porsche. Mm-hmm.
The Bidens were getting no-show jobs. The Menendezes were getting no-show jobs.
Hmm. If Hunter had a no-show job, why was he in Dubai with the guys from Burmesia so that he could make a phone call? If he's a no-show, if he's not there, then why is there a paper trail of emails for his work there?
The Bidens were going to business dinners with foreign clients. The Menendezes.
Okay. Not a business dinner with foreign clients.
Menendezes were going to business dinners with foreign clients.
That was at the World Food Program.
Bidens took the cash and wire transfers, though. The Menendez.
Right, out in the open where everybody can see them.
Took the cash in cash.
Right, and that would be the difference there. Somebody's doing something covertly and another person's doing overtly. And in the case of someone doing the thing overtly, then obviously they're aware that everyone else sees it too. So the chance of it being a criminal endeavor gets harder to prove. Not that you give a fuck.
The Bidens hid the bribes in shell companies. The Menendezes hid the bribes in their windbreakers.
They don't have any shell companies. Companies are companies. Owasco is his actual business. All the Rosemont Seneca subsidiaries all had specific businesses and specific directives.
They both tried swapping in a new prosecutor. They both used foreign aid to squeeze cash out of countries.
Swapping in a new prosecutor. Do you mean Weiss, the Trump appointee who's now in charge of it?
They both used encrypted apps to conduct the conspiracy. Same result, selling out the country for personal profit. Even the charge would be the same. Conspiring to abuse an official position and inducing payments from it. So,
yeah, except the problem you have is that in Menendez's case, you have a direct line. There's a quid pro quo. It's fantastic. It's a great example, okay? Because they were asking him to do something. He did it. He got cash and gold and all that other shit for it. The problem they have with all the Biden stuff is even with the money payments that they're talking about, they can't show that any of those people who were paying them got anything but a service at the time, whatever it was, again, the CEFC deal, or or him working at Burisma as an investment guidance counselor, essentially for all these funds. So he would just make sure they went where they were supposed to go, and that was his entire job. That was the volume of money they were shepherding through that company. The amount of money he made fits that level. That's what you're going to pay someone for that kind of work. The problem they have is that they don't have anything that Biden did that was out of sync with the administration or what the U.S. government wanted. Not a single fucking thing.
what's the difference between a Menendez and a Biden? Nobody F's with a Biden.
Hey, Sean Hannity.
Right, because when they do, the Bidens can come at them with a clean conscience and an even cleaner bill of health. This is just like, that's the sales pitch, though. It's kind of good for us to occasionally get a look at these. I mean, it's my birthday, and I didn't want to spend it with Jesse Waters, but I didn't want to spend it with Russell Brand either, and here we are. But that said, I think it's important to look at the arguments that they keep making and how, like, flaily and failing they are. But what a garbage, waste of a take. Man. But I will say this, it's nice to look at full on, look at it head on rather, and judge it based on everything that they say and go, you can see where they are, because you can have the sort of, the idea is that, like Benghazi and other stuff, all they want to do is taint the image of the president, and it's working to some degree. In Biden's poll numbers, there's a 3 to 5% window of the kind of shit that this asshole is saying, because most people don't watch it directly. They hear around it, and they think where there's smoke, there's fire or whatever, not realizing that these motherfuckers are just burning incense on purpose. That this is fake smoke. This is steam, essentially. And I think it's important that we look at it head on. And so when other people bring it up, we can go, garbage, and here's why. I got to say, though, the highlight for the evening for me as a birthday boy, besides you guys just being here with me, and thank you so much. Thank you, Glenda, for liking the stream. See, that's lovely. That makes my day. It does. Was Petro Poroshenko calling Shokin a crazy person. That was glorious. Thank you for the suggestion. And we're just going to keep that one socked away. I've got to take off right now because the fam is taking me to dinner for my birthday. So I want to thank you guys again for sharing part of my day with me. You guys know I adore you. And I didn't take the day off because, quite frankly, I didn't want to. I enjoy our time together. I enjoy this work. I enjoy the opportunity to be right all the fucking time and to be funny. And I also am enjoying a bit of the schadenfreude, I got to be completely honest, in the latest kind of dust-ups with some of these dickheads. But anyways, I appreciate you guys. Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else. No show tomorrow because I got the jam. But Wednesday we will have regular shows. And then, of course, I will be live streaming the Flapper show if their system is working. If it isn't, I'm going to bring, since I'll have my laptop and everything with me, maybe I'll just plug my laptop into their camera and just, see what I'm saying? Just, I think that might be the plan, or I could use the kidney. Sorry, lost my mind just for a moment.
Here, hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hot